little snail, and Dolly the ladybird play with their forest friends in their happy little world. Dolly the ladybird and Berry the little snail, always fun games to play, always a brand new tale. Berry and Dolly say, what will we learn today?
Bubbles. Leapy, Zephyr, Berry and Bubble were having a contest to see who could blow the biggest bubbles.
Look at the size of those. Leapy's the best,
Bubble cheered. The grasshopper girl blew bigger and bigger bubbles while the others stood around and clapped. Christopher soon arrived carrying Dolly and her yellow cousin Katie Ladybird. Can we join in the game? Berry passed the bubble blower to Dolly and the two tiny ladybirds began to blow bubbles.
Look at the size of those ones. Katie's bubbles are even bigger than Leapy's.
Leapy gave Katie a grumpy look and started to blow bubbles again, but none as large as Katie's.
You're a very clever ladybird girl. You've blown the biggest bubbles today. Katie's not even a real ladybird. Her back's yellow. She should paint it red instead. Leapy, it's mean to tease, and you're only teasing because Katie blew bigger bubbles than you.
Leapy, you've upset Katie. Help me cheer her up again.
I think I'd rather go home.
She really didn't mean it. She was only being mean because of the bubbles. Leapy arrived home in the meantime, but she did not know what to do with herself. She sat down to eat, but her food tasted all wrong. She started to draw, but she kept getting it wrong. And then she decided to take a walk. Christopher the canary happened to be flying by.
I didn't mean to upset Katie.
I know, Christopher smiled, and he wrapped his wings around the sobbing grasshopper girl.
It's not nice to tease. I didn't mean to. Katie is a real ladybird and her yellow wings look lovely. Then tell her just that, like you've told me.
Leapy decided to take Christopher's advice. She set off to tell Katie that she did not mean to upset her. But when she arrived, all she said was,
"What are you doing?"
"We're going for a trip to the lake," Katie replied. And just then, Harry Hedgehog arrived with his Conker cart. Dolly and Katie jumped in the back and they were off on their way. Leapy stood and gave a sad wave. The next day, she set off again to say sorry to Katie. Katie was sitting down by the lake.
"Hi, Katie,"
she began.
"There's something I'd like to say."
But before she could begin, Spider arrived.
"I've got to go, Leapy. You can tell me tomorrow, okay?"
Katie told her and jumped onto Spider's back and hurried off with Dolly and Flutter.
"Why are you so sad?"
Bubble asked.
"I'd like to apologise to Katie, but it keeps going wrong."
"Don't be sad. Come inside. We'll think of something. I've got an idea already. Why don't you give Katie a little present?"
"I know. I could give her my bubble blower,"
Leapy exclaimed and hugged the little flower beetle. Leapy wrapped the bubble blower up the moment she got home, and she could hardly wait to give the yellow butterfly girls a lovely present. The sun was setting in the sky when she walked over to the spotty house. Dolly, Katie, Zephyr and Berry were planting flowers outside.
"What beautiful flowers! Can I help too?"
"Of course you can. I'll show you which flowers we're planting where," Dolly explained.
"Katie, I brought this for you,"
Leapy stuttered and passed the package to the yellow ladybird girl.
"It was silly of me to say that you're not a real butterfly."
Katie opened the parcel and smiled.
"A bubble blower! Thank you, Leapy. I'm not upset anymore."